Hey guys, it's Leo and it's time to talk about HUGTTO PRECURE episode 3. First thing I want to say is that I am loving that Harry is being like the comedy part of the season, because when I saw that he was a Nikki man, I thought that he was going to be like that serious, mature type of guy who all the girls fall over, but he is definitely not, and his scenes are really funny, and he's being played as a goofy character, that type of serious person that comes out as goofy for everyone else. And I love seeing that in Harry, and I'm glad with his character. I'm really liking his character. In this episode, we learned a little bit more of Hugton's and Harry's story, but we got to know a little bit more of Homare, this amazing character, and I loved seeing a little bit more of her. So yeah, the plot was kind of simple. We had Hugton suffering, and we didn't really know what was going on. Harry doesn't know what's really going on with Hugton, and Hannah and Saya, two teenagers, they won't really know how to properly take care of a baby. So Saya searched on the internet and discovered that Hugton being like that was probably because she was distressed, because she was in a new place and she didn't know that place, it didn't feel familiar to her, so it would take some time for her to adapt. So they went on, they tried to search for a way to make Hugton a little calmer, but in the end, what really helped her was the Mirai pad. The Mirai pad is one of the new toys, and this episode was really like a big merchandise to try to sell this. And it's like a tablet, and we don't really know all of its functionalities yet, but we've seen this toy before in the merchandise leak we've had even before HUGTTO started. And so we could see it in action, and this device, it shows something. It shows something that helps Hugton feel safer, feel calmer. But we don't really know what it is. I mean, it's not that clear to us. So the girls just went on trying to search for this thing. And they ended up being in a place full of animals, a very cute scene. I loved that. And what really called my attention in that scene was obviously that Homare was there, and she was able to stand up to a very annoying person, because an older man was feeling very annoyed by Hugton's cry, and Homare stepped up and confronted him. I loved that, because in Japan there's lots of this senpai seniority thing, respecting the elders, which is a good thing, but well, when someone is being disrespectful, you should always try to stand up for yourself or for someone else that cannot have their voice heard, like Hugton. And it was really nice that Homare was able to do it. And interesting, because Homare was not with the girls, but then she ended up becoming like a part of the party, of this episode's party, together with Hannah's mom and Hannah's sister. I forgot their names, but I really like Hannah's mom as a character. I really think she brings something else, just like her sister. Her sister is also amazing. She's very charismatic, and I really liked Hannah's mom. And one thing that I really loved was that Hannah's mom was able to show the girls how to take care of a baby, because she is someone who's experienced. And I liked Saya's phrase. Saya said something like, "You can't beat experience," and that's a very nice thing. That's a very nice message. Like, she's a mother of 2 children, so she obviously knows how to take care of a baby, and she did. Hugton felt very safe with her heartbeat. I found that a very cute scene. I usually don't like these baby things, and all of those scenes that they taking care of Hugton in this episode, they felt really boring. But those scenes with Hannah's mom, they were amazing, and I really liked how Homare was also interacting with her and with Hannah's sister. Nice. Another thing that happened in this episode was Lulu's debut as a speaking character. So for the first time, Lulu, one of the villains, spoke. And it's interesting because she seems like someone who's in the middle. She brings the messages from the boss to other employees, and she brought the message to, I forgot the name of the villain, of the main villain we're having right now, the blonde guy. I forgot his name. So he's obviously not being able to achieve his goal, which is to get the Mirai crystal. To be honest, we learned a little bit more about a new Mirai crystal called Mirai Crystal White, And this midnight crystal is the new thing and the thing that they're searching for. And in their talk, we learned that they're searching for a specific precure who's not Curiel or Cure Anje. So he noticed and he told Lulu that there were two new cures. Those two new cures are not the ones that they're looking for. And yeah, we noticed that before, right? And so he went on to attack the cures and try to find the midnight crystal that they were trying to find. But before that, we learned a little bit more on Harry's and HUGTTO's story. So in their story, it's basically what we already knew. They're trying to escape. They were trying to escape a place in which Kuriyasu Corporation destroyed time, and time has stopped. And in the way Harry said in this episode, it seems that it's another dimension, another place, not really Earth, not really from the future. But we don't really know. The way he said, he tried to keep it as vague as possible. So it's obvious that he could have been talking about the future, the world of the future. So we don't really know if they come from the future or if they come from another dimension. But from the way he said it, they stopped time, and Harry and HUGTTO, they were the only ones that were able to escape the future and to escape that time in which time has stopped. That sounded a little confusing, sorry. So they were the only ones that were able to escape because of the power of the Midnight Crystal White. We've seen the Midnight Crystal White in the merchandise as well, but now it's been appearing in the show. I mean, it's been talked about in the show at least. So the Midnight Crystal White, it seems to be a very powerful artifact because it helped HUGTTO and Harry escape, but the power of the Midnight Crystal White has been depleted by transporting them to another time or to another dimension. And because of that, they don't know where the Midnight Crystal White is, and that's probably the reason why HUGTTO became a baby. We don't know. And then we had the confrontation against the villain. And let me say, this was the disappointing part of the episode. The fight was boring. It was simply boring. I mean, they're saying that they're trying to bring back the physical fights, but it's not really working. I mean, it worked on episode 1, but episode 2 and episode 3, nothing. And then we had Cure Anje being disappointing again. I mean, she didn't even fight physically, and she used her power, but let's just be honest, I wasn't expecting Cure Anje to defeat the monster by herself. I mean, she didn't defeat the monster in her own episode, so I don't believe that she would defeat the monster in an episode that is not focused on her, at least with this power. But I didn't believe that her power could be this useless. Her power, it was just there. It didn't even protect the girls, it didn't do anything. So it was so stupid. We're in episode 3. I mean, are we already getting a Cure Rosetta type of character again? Anyway, the interesting point about the fight is that Homare was watching it. Homare was watching it from afar, and it was really nice that she was paying attention to what was going on. And she learned about Precure. I mean, she probably knew before, but now she actually saw Precure fighting for the first time. And Curiel was able to fight. Curiel was able to use physical fighting a little bit. It wasn't very exciting, but she was able to use it. And she was able to defeat the monster by herself because Cure Anje did nothing. And that's it. So at the end of the episode, we saw another nice scene with Hana's family. Everybody was there, Hana's father. And then Homare wasn't. But the Midnight Pad noticed that Homare was going away. Obviously, a call, because we know who Homare is. But at the end of the episode, it was so nice. Homare was walking away alone, all by herself, thinking and remembering the time that she could fly. And then she got that passion burning inside of her again. I loved that ending scene, The sun was setting. Loved it. It was really nice. So now, that's all I wanted to say about the episode, but it's theory time. In this episode, we learned that there are 8 Midnight Crystals. So we have Hana's Midnight Crystal, Saya's Midnight Crystal so far, so we have 2, and there are 6 more Midnight Crystals. But we only have 3 more heart pads. So what does it really mean? My theory is that we're going to have another crystal for Homare, so that means 3 Mirai crystals. And then there are going to be other 3 Mirai crystals. One for Hana, one for Saya, one for Homare, so that they can use new powers. So I think that we're going to have 6. So one for each for them to transform, and one for each for them to use in the Melody Sword, which is going to be their weapon for the future. And I think that they're going to use the Mirai crystals in this way. So one for them to transform, one for them to attack. So 6 Mirai crystals, but we have 8. What does it mean? I think that one Mirai crystal is going to be for Cure Amour, and the other one is going to be for Cure Macheri. So the other 2 are going to be for the future cures. And as it always, or almost always happens in Precure, the middle cures, the cures that appear in the middle of the season, they usually don't have the same weapon that the cures from the start have. They have different weapons and different ways of attacking. So I don't think they're going to have Melody Swords. By not having Melody Swords, they're probably not going to use Mirai Crystals to attack. So those 8 Mirai Crystals are probably 3 to transform and 3 to attack from the main girls, and the other 2 are for the next girls to transform as well. I think that's it. That's my theory, but we never know. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment with your opinions, your takes on episode 3, your theories, because now we have more info on HUGTTO, on Harry in the future, or the other dimension, I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, bye bye!